When should you use try, except, finally, else in Python? Imagine you're trying to make your program more reliable and easier to fix when things go wrong. That's where Python's exception handling comes into play. It helps you manage errors smoothly without crashing your program unexpectedly. Let's start with try. You use try to wrap code that might cause an error. For example, opening a file or dividing numbers. If something goes wrong inside try, Python jumps to the except block instead of stopping. This way, you can handle the problem gracefully. Next is except. You use except to catch specific errors that happen in the try block. Say you're reading a file that might not exist. You can catch that error and show a message instead of crashing. You can also add multiple except blocks for different errors, like catching a value error or an index error separately. Now, the else part. You add else when you want to run some code only if the try block didn't raise any errors. For example, if you successfully read data from a file, you might want to process it in the else block. It keeps your code organized by separating error handling from the normal flow. Finally is used for cleanup actions. It runs no matter what happens in the try or except blocks. Think of closing a file or releasing resources. Even if an error occurs, finally make sure these cleanup steps happen. This is especially useful in debugging and resource management. In most cases, your flow will look like this. You run code inside try, handle errors with except, do follow-up actions in else if everything went well, and always run cleanup code in finally. For example, when working with files, you open the file inside try, catch errors like file not found with except, process the data in else if the file opens successfully, and close the file in finally. Using this structure helps you find bugs faster, handle errors clearly, and keep your program running smoothly. It also makes your code easier to read and maintain. So, knowing when and how to use try, except, else, and finally is key to mastering Python debugging and making your programs more dependable.